Today we're going to create a parallel circuit, and it's going to work just differently than the series circuit, whereas the series we had three lights that were kind of in the circuit going from one to the next going down. In this way we're going to create three different circuits going across. That way if one light doesn't work, the other two still will. Now you'll notice that our materials, we're still going to have our breadboard. This time though we're going to use three resistors to help create the circuit and at the same time reduce down from 9 volt to our 2.5 volt. We're going to use three lights again, just like what we did with our series circuit, and you'll notice that we have three wires this time instead of two, and these are going to be wires that take our power from our lights to our power supply. So we're going to do this just a little bit differently, and then of course we have our battery with its two wires connected to it as our power supply. So we're going to start here by connecting our resistors this time, and I'm going to put one here, and you'll notice I'm connecting the resistor to the power supply. It kind of saves a step. I could have done it with three more wires, but this saves us a step. I'm going to connect one there, and one here, and then one more. Then I'm going to take my lights and I'm going to bridge the gap in between the two circuits, one on each side. So you can see I'm crossing the middle part there, that little gouge out of the middle with my lights, and I'm in the same row as my resistor. And then I'm just going to stay in the same row with my wires, and I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to put one on the power supply. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way across. Put it there and then connect it to the power supply. It's in there. Put one in, connect it to the power supply. And now we're ready to see if this works. And I'm going to take my power supply and put one in, and then put the other in on the other side. And I've got one that works, as you'll see, while the other two don't. But that still means that I've got a parallel circuit because one light lit up. And it just means I have something wrong with these other ones, whether it be I've got them plugged in the wrong area, or I have a bad light or a bad connection somewhere. It could be a number of anything. So you just have to kind of try and see what will and won't work. Move it down just a little bit. See if that helps it out any. Now that one works. See, I just messed around with it and I got that one to work, and it's probably going to be the same thing for this one. There's just something that's off, and there it is. So I moved it around and plugged it in, and now I've got all three of my lights to light up. And that's the difference between a series circuit and a parallel circuit. At least this way I knew which two weren't working by the fact that one came on. And in a series, you don't know where your problem is, and you have to try to plug and unplug all three. So in this case, if I took that one out, my other two still work. That's the good thing about a parallel circuit, and that's how you know if it's working. So you just have to plug them in just like that, and all three work. That's a parallel circuit.